This is worked on a multiple of 8 stitches. I have 24 here for this sample. And a lot of this is just plain knitting. Rows 1 through 4 are knit, and rows 7 through 10 are knit. I'm going to start here on row 5, and this involves some extra wrapping around the yarn, but it's not hard. For row 5, you're going to start by knitting the first stitch. And then for every stitch until you get to the last stitch, we're going to put the needle in as if to knit, and we're going to wrap it 4 times before we pull it through and off the needle. So you're just going to do this for every stitch until you get to the last stitch, and that is just a plain knit stitch. So I think you get the idea. I'm just going to keep working on these until we get to the end. So here we are at the end, and you just knit the last stitch. On the next row, which is row 6, we're going to be dropping all of those extra wraps and creating our crosses like this. With your yarn held in the back, you're going to slip 8 stitches. There's 1. And on these ones, of course, we're going to be dropping all of these extra wraps. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's kind of hard to slide all these extra wraps here. Okay, so that's 8. And you can see you have these long stitches here. What you want to do is you want to ignore these 4 here, and you want to grab these first 4 with your left needle. And you're going to pull them over that second group of 4 stitches, just like that. So this is what you have. And then you're going to, well, I like to keep mine in order. You're going to slip these back onto your left needle also. Just make sure these are all even. Okay. Now you're going to knit them. And now you've made your first cross. We're going to continue doing this across the row. Slip 8. Make sure your yarn is in the back. These stitches sometimes get hung up on each other. How many did I do? Okay, so there's 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, same thing as before. I'm going to ignore these 4 here. Grab these 4 with your left needle and pull them onto the left needle. Okay. Then put these stitches back on the left needle and knit. Okay. And this is the last time. Boy, these are tight. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then your last stitch. I'm going to grab our last 4 stitches and pass them over the first 4. It's kind of hard at the end, holding them on to make sure they don't all fall off. There we go. Whoops. Okay. Then you put these 4 back on and knit them. Okay, so that was row 6. And then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all just plain knit rows. So I'll do those, and then I will show you rows 11 and 12. Slightly different from what we just did. We're going to be working with fewer stitches. Okay, so row 11 is the same as row 5, where you're knitting the first stitch and then working all of those extra wraps until you get to the last stitch. And you're just knitting the last stitch. For row 12, we're going to start by only slipping 4 stitches this time. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're only going to cross 2 this time. So just grab those first 2, pull them over, put these 2 back on the left needle, and knit those 4 stitches. And now we're going to start with our slipping 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, pulling, let me get them here, pulling these 4 stitches over these 4. And then putting these 4 onto the left needle and knit them. Did I mention this is a 12 row repeat? It's a 12 row repeat. Tried making my wraps a little looser this time. It's still kind of hard to slide them on the needle. Okay, so again, you're slipping 8. Five, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Here we go again, passing these 4 over. These go back on the left needle. Knit those 8 stitches. So we started the row by slipping 4 and then crossing only 2 stitches. So we're going to end it the same way. Slip 4. Cross 2 over 2. Put these back on the left needle. And then knit those 4. Okay. And then you would just repeat from row 1. And that is the pattern.